The Master's Mysteries, Tales of Magical Mastery, Episode 98. In the previous episode, we were talking about Liao Fengyi and others secretly witnessing the shamanistic ceremony of the Divine Dragon sect. The gathered cultists were swearing allegiance, preparing to deploy troops to the Central Plains. However, their secret observation had already been discovered. The headless ghost, after shooting an arrow, leaped onto the stone platform on the cliff. The headless ghost's arrival was quite imposing. As soon as he landed on the stone platform, the sound of his iron armor resonated, shaking the half of the mountain wall. The momentum was fierce and intimidating. Liao Fengyi and the others were somewhat surprised to be discovered, but immediately prepared for battle. Unexpectedly, the general did not attack, but slowly reached for his warhorse below the cliff. At this moment, a strange scene occurred. For some unknown reason, the silver spear on the warhorse, even at a considerable distance, trembled for a moment and then flew towards the headless ghost. The headless ghost reached out, tightly gripping the silver spear in his hand. Holding the silver spear in his hand, the headless ghost raised it high above his head, pausing 3 times, as if giving orders. Not good, there's an ambush above. Liao Fengyi quickly understood what this meant. With the raising of the silver spear, a rhythmic sound of footsteps suddenly came from above the mountain wall. Immediately, a neat row of soldiers appeared on the mountain wall, each holding a sharp arrow, and the shiny arrowheads were all aimed at the 4 people. The way out was blocked. Moreover, soldiers with pointed spears appeared on the mountain road behind the headless ghost, firmly blocking the way. We are surrounded. At the same time, soldiers appeared on the mountain road behind them, creating a pincer movement. Escaping at this moment seemed harder than reaching the sky. In just a few minutes, the few people who had just escaped from the dungeon became trapped birds again. It is evident how dangerous the Divine Dragon sect is, and the military tactics of the headless ghost. I remembered, he is the headless general, but why is he here? However, the skilled use of military tactics suddenly reminded Xiaodi that this figure, wearing iron armor and iron mask, was the identity of a general. The headless general. Yes, he is a terrifying legend from the northern desert. He has been a fearsome presence, often said to ghost-like infiltrate enemy camps. Incredibly valiant. Yes, he is the headless general, but now he is under the control of General Du Xian. However, Xiaodi doesn't know many details about him. At this moment, the master who has been serving as a guardian in the Divine Dragon shamanic sect took over the conversation. The headless general is not inclined to let Master Wuhu disclose details about his background. With a swift movement, he charged towards them. The headless general, already tall and burly, clad in full armor, charged like a giant god descending, his fierce momentum making everyone nervous. Suddenly, the headless general leaped into the air, and a silver spear, weighing nearly 100 pounds, came crashing down. There was a loud bang, and the stone platform beneath them was instantly shattered, debris flying, dust billowing, and a powerful wave of air forcing everyone to step back. Master Wuhu didn't have time to talk to Liao Fengyi and the others. However, we need to clarify the background of this headless general. Putting aside the struggle between the 4 and the headless general for now, let's talk about this headless general. Originally, the headless general was a fierce general under General Yuan in the Central Plains. His surname was Lai, and he led troops for years against the nomadic armies of the north. Brave and skilled in warfare, he was like a military deity. At that time, General Lai was the nightmare of the entire nomadic army. It was said that he could hear the wind, discern the direction of grass, and frequently infiltrate enemy camps unexpectedly. Moreover, his soldiers, trained rigorously by him, were incredibly brave, like mountain tigers, fearless and bold. He himself always led the charge, wielding a shining silver spear with an unparalleled skill that would sweep down swaths of the enemy. Many famous generals of the nomadic army died under his silver spear. Over the years, just mentioning General Li's name could frighten off enemy forces, causing them to lose courage upon hearing it. It was because of formidable generals like him and General Yuan's defense that the shaky Central Kingdom had been able to withstand many years without being defeated. But as they say, a pot is bound to break at the well's edge, and a great general is inevitably destined to fall on the battlefield. The fate of General Li was no different. There was a time when General Li led a surprise attack on an enemy camp, only to find out that the massive fortress housed fewer than 100 people. The battle did not go as smoothly as expected. Report: just then, a scout rushed in with news, discovering that the main force of the nomadic army was fleeing towards a mountain pass. Report to the general: the enemy is escaping toward the mountain pass. No need to ask. The enemy must have learned about our attack plan in advance, so they shifted their main force, leaving only a small part to attract us and gaining time for the main force to escape. Chase, high-spirited, General Li ordered a full pursuit, determined to exterminate the enemy. Little did he know that there were traitors within his own ranks, and every step was a carefully set trap. Leading his troops, General Li chased all the way to the mountain pass, where they found discarded weapons and armor, evidence that the enemy, in a hurry to escape, had already lost morale. After the reconnaissance scouts found no danger, General Li led his army into the dangerous canyon. However, what General Li did not anticipate was that the enemy had already bought off all the scouts, and at this point, they had set up a massive encirclement, waiting for General Li to fall into it. Seeing him lead his troops into the trap, the leader of the nomadic army did not rush to attack. Instead, he took out many gunpowder landmines plundered from the Central Plains. In the late Ming Dynasty, gunpowder was undoubtedly considered a powerful weapon, leaving soldiers armed with cold weapons with no choice but to face death. Soon, a massive explosion echoed through the valley, causing rocks and soil to fly, flames soaring into the sky. The earth-shattering explosion instantly turned the canyon, where the disciplined army was orderly marching, into a scene of carnage with countless casualties. The consecutive explosions not only resulted in numerous soldiers being killed or burned to death, but also some being crushed or trampled to death in the chaos. The scene was beyond gruesome. At this moment, the leader of the nomadic army saw that the time was ripe. With a command, he led tens of thousands of troops and descended once again. This was no longer a clash between two armies. The devastating casualties suffered by the Central Plains Army, facing the ferocious nomadic forces, turned everything into a one-sided, large-scale massacre. Over one night, the tens of thousands of soldiers led by General Li were completely annihilated, not leaving a single survivor. Even the valiant and skilled General Li was not an exception. However, he held onto his silver spear until his death, refusing to fall. Even in death, he insisted on standing, never yielding. But the nomadic army harbored a deep hatred for General Li. How could they possibly leave his body intact? The leader of the nomadic army chopped off General Li's head to boost morale. Dying on the battlefield and being wrapped in a horsehide is considered a most honorable fate for a general. Yet, someone felt he could still be useful. This person was Du Xianjun, the leader of the Divine Dragon Shamanic sect. Using some unknown method, he made the headless General Li stand up again and employed him, making him the leader of the dead warriors in the Divine Dragon Shamanic sect. It's worth noting that General Li's name shook both the northern desert and the Central Plains. With him leading, the combat effectiveness of the shamanic dead warriors immediately rose several notches. Faced with General Li, who had lived a life of battles and had a reputation that resonated across the north and south, How would Leo, Finky, and the others respond?